You ever seen wrestling on television?
I am well aware of what wrestling is. It's just not what uncles do to their nephews.
So I did a video recently reviewing the MCU with one sentence per movie, and since then, people have been telling me two things. Number one, my opinions on the MCU movies are wrong, and I accept that. And number two, people wanted me to do the same thing for the DCEU. Although I've already covered most of those movies, either in their own standalone video, or in a rankings video I did back in 2020. Although that rankings video was before Wonder Woman 1984, the Suicide Squad, and the Snyder Cut released, so the rankings are a bit outdated. Although I did cover those movies in their own reviews. But what the hell, it's time to give the people what they want. So here are my one sentence reviews for the DCEU. And I'll be ranking them since it's been nearly 2 years since I updated my rankings. This won't take nearly as long as the last video, because there aren't nearly as many movies. There's only, like 11 of them? So this really won't take that long. So strap in, and let's get to it.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
Man of Steel, the best live-action Superman movie, and I'll fight anyone who doesn't think so.
I am the one, the way your son.
Batman v Superman, goated. Oh yeah, you heard me. 2016 Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman. 2/3 of it is great, but the third act kinda sucks. Justice League.
You're a pit of despair. You disgust me. You disgust everyone.
Aquaman. Goofy, strange, visually great, and a lot of fun. Shazam. Looks cheap and at times kind of ugly, but very fun and has a good story and characters. Birds of Prey. Great action and visual style, but weak story and third act. Wonder Woman 1984. Actual garbage.
What the fuck is this?
Zack Snyder's Justice League. Literal perfection, albeit a bit too long in some places. The Suicide Squad. Great and fun action, good characters, shitty jokes.
Homophobic. Nah, you just heterophobic. Staring in my jeans, watching my genitals fold.
And those are my one sentence reviews for the DCEU. And really looking back, my opinions really haven't changed that much, except for Birds of Prey. I like it a bit more now than I did 2 years ago, because I had more time to sit with it. So it's time to move on to my updated rankings, and what better way to do it than a tier list. And just like last time, I decided to rename the tiers. We got Goated at the top, of course. These are the ones I feel are the best. We got Watchable, being the good and enjoyable ones. Then there's Skip, below average, not missing much if you don't watch it ones. And then there's Trash, bottom of the barrel, garbage. Starting from the bottom, we got 2016 Suicide Squad, 2017's Justice League, and Wonder Woman 1984. I think most people would agree that these are easily the worst DCEU movies. The first two being victims of the studio, with their extensive reshoots and restructuring and editing of the movies, causing the final product to be completely different from what was intended. And then there's Wonder Woman 1984, which I don't really know why this movie exists, basically trying to turn Wonder Woman into like Christopher Reeve's Superman. From the story to the action to the overall style and feel, it just sucks. Yeah, so no surprise that these three are at the bottom. Up next in the skip category, I just put Birds of Prey, because even though I do like its visual style and find the action pretty fun, I don't think the story or the characters are that interesting, and the third act and climax of this movie just isn't that good. It's not bad, and it has moments of being really fun. I just find it pretty lacking everywhere else. Up next is the watchable category. These are the good ones. We got Wonder Woman, Shazam, and The Suicide Squad. Yeah, I think these ones are good and they're a lot of fun. Nothing more to say really, I recommend you check them out. And finally, it's the goated category. The ones I feel are the best of the best. We got Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Aquaman. Yeah, if you've been following me for like any stretch of time, then this shouldn't come as a surprise. Zack Snyder is easily one of my favorite directors, and I really like the take and direction he took with the characters, and I really love the look and the feel of his movies. But more importantly, I like how well connected they all are and the overarching story they were trying to tell. It felt, planned out. And as for Aquaman, visually it's an awesome looking movie. The action was a lot of fun, it wasn't afraid to get goofy or weird. And if anything, it embraced some of the goofier and sillier aspects of the Aquaman mythos. And James Wan is also one of my favorite directors, and I just love his style. So yeah, there's my rankings for the DCEU. I know it's not the most popular take, but this is genuinely how I feel. I know a lot of people actually don't even like most of the DC movies and think they're all just bad, but outside of like 3 of them, I actually enjoy the vast majority. And I feel like the only bad ones are the bottom 3 ones. But of course, I know people feel the exact opposite of me. So I guess I'll end this off by giving my thoughts on DCEU as a whole. It's kind of a mess, with Warner Bros. Trying to play catch up and then course correcting it to be like the MCU, which ended up backfiring. So you have an inconsistent universe that feels fractured. And that's probably why I love Zack Snyder's DC movies so much, because it actually feels like it's telling an overarching story. It feels like it takes place in the same world. Same goes for Wonder Woman. It actually feels like it's connected. Then you got stuff like Aquaman and Shazam that definitely feel different from these other movies, but tie themselves to it enough to where it doesn't feel inconsistent. But then there's Wonder Woman 1984 that doesn't really make sense in the canon of the universe. Then the Suicide Squad, which is a good movie but acts like a soft reboot for the Bosch 2016 movie and kind of ignores whatever happened. Same with Birds of Prey, just kind of does its own thing, has its own style. So even though these movies take place in the same world, it's really only a handful of them that feel like they're actually part of the larger connected universe. With the new Aquaman, Shazam, Flash, and Black Adam movies coming out as the next wave of DCEU movies, I'm curious if they're going to be interested in trying to keep things connected or just have them feel independent from each other. Given that there's a Joker and Batman movie in their own separate universes, completely disconnected from the DCEU, I think they might go the route of having things stay relatively separated and not really try worrying about connecting them together. I know the Flash movie is going to do some multiverse stuff, and Black Adam is going to be introducing Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and Dr. Fate. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, go and drop a like on it. And leave a comment, let me know, how would you rank the DCEU and what tiers would you put them in? And also, how you think the next wave of DC movies are going to go? Their own little separate stories? Or do you think they will actually contribute to the larger universe? Leave a comment, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.
Did you know that one serving of cum contains roughly 5 calories? You would need to eat 390 servings of cum to meet your average daily caloric needs.